Just like in days of old, so today the women of Lefkara and neighboring villages sit in the narrow and picturesque streets to make lace. Lefkara lace, which owes its name to the village of Lefkara, from where it subsequently spread to the surrounding villages and, even later, to the rest of Cyprus, is the most characteristic kind of Cypriot embroidery, with its reputation having transcended the narrow geographical confines of our island. This is an expression of Cyprus which has survived through the years. Its study is as important as that of history, because through the technique, the materials, the motifs, and their names, one discovers signs left by the past, signs which help us discover our history and identity. Lefkara lace appears to have evolved from an older type of Cypriot embroidery known as asproploumi. The asproploumi was made of thick, locally produced cotton cloth and featured simple geometrical designs. It seems that a significant role in the evolution and development of Lefkara lace was played by the presence of the Venetians in Cyprus, a fact also recorded in oral tradition.
Ήταν οι Ενετοί στην Κύπρο και οι κυρίες τους εξέρασαν. Εξέραν γέντημα, έπαιρναν τους νερό, δεν είχε το σπίτι να έχει φουντάνα, να πιαούν νερό. Είχε μια πηγή την ελαλούσαν, στην κάτω μέρκα των Λευκάρων και κουβαλούσαν το νερό με το τρινεκέ. Εμάν και ξέραν και τη γλώσσα τους να τα ρωτήσουν. Όμως ήταν περίεργες, εθωρούσα. Με τον καιρό εφύγαν οι Ενετοί. Εφύγαν και κυρίες που τα Λεύκαρα και φύγαν ορισμένα δείγματα. Επιάσαν τα δείγματα και βγάλαν τα σχέδια. Βέβαια, έγινε και πολύ μετατροπή ύστερα. Εν και φύγαν τα όπως ήταν Κίνα.
In Cyprus and the Eastern Mediterranean in general, embroidery and lace-making developed hand-in-hand with the most important local populations of antiquity. During the 15th and 16th centuries, Cyprus became a significant textile production and trading center. Written testimonies refer to the export of lace to Venice via the city of Ragusa, today's Dubrovnik, where Italian artists such as Federico Vinciolo in 1587 improved on them to make designs still found in Cyprus to this day. Typical of this lace are the solid triangular shapes known as reticello, used in Venice during the 16th century. This type of design, which in Lefkara is known as bitodo, is also encountered in the cotton asproploumi, a transitional stage leading to the more recent examples of Lefkara lace as we know it today, where one sees a more extensive variety of motifs, needlework, and arrangements. Embroidery techniques were handed down from mother to daughter and are indicative of the experience and knowledge gained through the centuries. Lefkara lace is characterized by a sense of geometry, with its structure based on the weave of the cloth itself. Basically, Lefkara lace consists of two designs, the anevato, raised, and kofto, cut, which always follow one another. The anevato, also known as yemoto, filled, is embroidered on the cloth itself, while the kofto gives shape to the empty and devoid of cloth parts of the item. The use of these two elements creates on the original flat cloth a new, sculpted, and almost three-dimensional image which, through the economy of color which characterizes it, lends emphasis to a complex and painstaking piece of work. The kofto is possibly the most difficult and, at the same time, most complex element of Lefkara lace. For the making of the kofto, and depending on the design that the embroiderer wants to make, threads from the cloth are carefully counted, cut, and frayed, a practice presupposing many years of experience as well as skill. In contrast to the kofto, the anevato or yemoto design is embroidered onto the cloth. The embroiderer counts out the linen threads in order to give shape to the various ornaments whose names quite often attest to objects of day-to-day living of years gone by, such as little baskets, little lanterns, ladders, forks. The Cypriot embroiderer used the gofto and anevado designs to create compositions of exceptional beauty such as the carré, featuring repeated squares, sunbursts, and palm frond designs. One particular variety of gofto and anevado design gives rise to the pieces distinguished by their wavy perimeters and made especially in the vicinity of Scarino, while in the currently occupied village of Piroi in the Messauria plain, this distinctive design, known as piroiatico, used to be made. A plethora of anevado designs also adorns the interstice between the gazi and the potamos, a composition possibly constituting the most distinctive gofto design encountered in Lefkara lace. As in all gofto designs, so too does the potamos require great accuracy in the counting and cutting of the threads, after which the struchnisma, or the attaching of the cut threads to the cloth, takes place. The entire work leads to the creation of successive arches which give rise to the potamos or river, which, depending on its ornamentation, can be single, amatotos, with eyelets, arachnotos, like a spiderweb, glonotos, branched, or potamotos, like a river. In addition to the simple zigzag shape, the potamos is also encountered in a more complex form known as the klidoplumi, made of successive rhombi. The klidoplumi can also be encountered on its own in the form of an independent rhombus, which the embroiderers call milo or apple. Standing alone or in complex compositions, the apples are decorated according to the skill and taste of each and every embroiderer, with a variety of gofto and anevado designs, giving rise to various designs. The most ambitious and time-consuming projects, such as the extensively embroidered tablecloths, elicit the justifiable wonderment of one and all, including the embroiderers who made them.
Χρόνια. 2 χρόνια παραπάνω. Εσύ ξέρεις που μας είσαι παραπάνω. Ωρα καλή κι ωρα γρούσι.
Up till the first years of British colonial rule, embroidery was one of the most significant pastimes of village women, without this, however, providing any income, given that it was limited to the creation of a few select pieces to be included in a young woman's dowry. The first attempts to commercially exploit Lefkara lace took place in the beginning of the 20th century and were made by women who had traveled to Egypt. The commercial success of the endeavor had, as a result, the mass exodus of lace traders abroad, with the local press at the time citing incoming revenue of £400,000 sterling per annum. Customers' addresses, order books, and the correspondence between lace traders and their families document the unprecedented lace trading boom abroad during the first 3 decades of the 20th century. These odd travelers with suitcases in hand, Frankish attire, and neatly trimmed moustaches would go from door to door, visit resorts, recreation centers, and even the beaches of European cities in order to ply their wares, which were, of course, nothing but Lefkara lace. Not all succeeded in getting rich from the selling of Lefkara lace. At a time, though, when a financial crisis was rampant in the rest of the villages in Cyprus, Lefkara and its neighboring communities experienced days of welfare. The money which poured into the area made it possible for houses to be built and infrastructural works to be carried out. For centuries now, the women of Lefkara and the surrounding villages sit in the narrow paved streets, in their entranceways and their picturesque courtyards to make lace. The inclusion of Lefkara lace in UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage List acts as confirmation of its value, but also as a challenge to keep it alive through adapting it to the givens of modern times. The encouragement of young women to take up the art of embroidery, adding their own personal touch and creativity, is a decisive factor for the viability of Lefkaralais and its bequeathal to the generations to come.